My name's Lorenzo. I'm now a triathlete. I used to be into many different sports, no? Equestrian show jumping, then I moved on to powerlifting, then into bodybuilding, back to equestrian, then I got into triathlon. Then when I moved on to powerlifting, within 2 years, I was able to get into the national team, break all the Philippine records, compete in the World Championships, where I placed second the bench press. But in that competition, I actually broke all the Asian records for my age group and weight class. Sa time na yun, I was mga 17 years old, so it was the sub-junior division. Yung squat ko in that comp was around 265 kilos at 17 years old. yung bench press ko nasa 183, 182 yata. Tapos yung deadlift ko nasa 168 kilos. What was good about it was that I broke all the Asian records and held it for 8 years. As I was working out, I decided, let's give men's physique. Actually, the men's physique division opened up sa bodybuilding. This is the first men's physique. So yung Sean Roden Classic. Sabi ko, okay, sige, let's train for it. 6 months of prep. Talagang kain, tulog, training, 3-4 times a day in the gym. It was really hard. And this was under actually the coaching of Coach Wins, no? So he was my coach. And he's the one that convinced me to get into bodybuilding and to try for the men's physique. So, nung nag-compete ako, na-shock nga ako eh. Nanalo. Which na nanalo ako. So, after that, nag-qualify na ako sa Arnold's. So, tinuloy ko yung training ko. Nag-compete ako sa Arnold's. At least, I represented the Philippines, nag-fifth ako. Then, after that, I burnt out. I wanted to find something else, something new. But I've always had the competitive spirit in my soul. I got into running, and as time progressed, I got a coach, and that moved forward from running into cycling into swimming. For 6 months, diet ako, training ako, tapos finally, I actually placed third na in my first sprint triathlon then. I'm doing triathlon, I love it. I want this to be a sustainable sport. I'm not gonna gun for anything really. I'm just gonna do it because it keeps my mind sane. So I focused on my run, January, February. Then in March of this year, I did the Barcelona full marathon just for training. I did it in 3 hours and 20 minutes. Then I did the Madrid half marathon the week after. I finished that in 1 hour and 26. So that was a pretty good time. And then after that, on the Saturday, I flew to Ibiza and I did the full marathon there. At the 30th kilometer, bumaon na ako. But I finished. I ramped up my training, started with Annie. My year was better, started swimming. Now I'm down to 69 kilos. And I'm faster, stronger, and fucking ready to go. Actually, I've been prepping for Subic, the 70.3 IRONMAN, no? That's in July. That's in June 11. But as a primer, and because I want to be able to perform, I'm flying to France on Wednesday to race on Saturday. But just to get a feel of racing again, triathlon. Kasi you have to get used to the bugbugan sa tubig, with swimming with a lot of people, transition time, how much you can push on the bike without burning your legs for the run. You know, all those things. And then even the race prep, there's a lot of things that go into it. Because registration, depositing your bike, going through all the motions, just getting that back into my system so it becomes seamless once I get to Subic, no? And I'm lucky enough that Century Tuna and Vita Coco have actually agreed to sponsor me on my journey. My main goal really this year is to get into the Asian Games national team. I want to compete as in the men's individual triathlon. With the amount of dedication and work that I put into everything, feeling ko kayang-kaya to. So, we'll see. Balancing everything with work, kaya gumigising ako ng 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock sa umaga, di ba? You can ask JT. I called him. He's taking the video right now. I called him, tara, let's go. Now what? It's 4:15 in the morning. I have work at 9. After this, I'm gonna stretch a bit. I'll probably swim at my parents' house in Alabang. With the filming and all, it will be hard to do at the club that I usually go to. So it would be better for us to do it there. So here basically I'm mobilizing my hips. It's not about how tight your hamstrings are. Those things are secondary. Your quads, your calves, everything. A lot of it has to do with the mobilization and the flexibility of your hips. If your hips are loose, everything else follows because that's where everything connects. Step to the side. So now you flex the back leg and the hips, come down, and then you open up. Just 4 times. 1. This is basically what I do as start to my day. It's an ice bath, which I have at just there. This is basically your mobility and pillar prep, no? The way you mobilize your muscles to get you started for the day. I think it's very important. Before you do any type of exercise, you get used to this, you'll never get injured. That's why you can train fucking 5 hours a day. It's because of this. You keep the flexibility, your muscles are never tight, and everything's always functional, no? Well, I'm gonna swim hopefully at 5:15, then finish by 7, so then I can make it back here to do my strength, because I'm doing upper body strength today. So I have to do that from 7:30 to 8:30, and then I go to work. I work at 9:30, so I have to basically rush, no? I drink a lot of electrolytes, but I don't like drinking mga synthetics, so I take it all from natural sources. And I drink a lot of buko juice. The problem is, I can't really get fresh buko anywhere. I actually load up ang dami kong Vita Coco pang electrolytes ko, because it's very high in potassium. The sugar content is very low, and it doesn't really boost my insulin so much. This naman is basically black coffee. It's around 7 shots of espresso and ice. I usually drink that throughout the day, but most of the time I'm fasting. Throughout the day, I have either 1 or 2 meals. It depends on my training. My first meal is usually if I do eat, around 12. If I'm not training at lunch, because sometimes I'll have a training session at lunch, then I have to have a light meal. But usually my morning workouts are where it's heaviest. No, I start at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, finish at 8, 8:30. So today I'm doing 300s. I'm starting off with a 300-meter warm-up. I'm gonna do sets of 50, which go 25 meters fast, 25 meters slow. So that's basically 1 length fast, 1 length slow. Do times 6, so that's a total of 300. And then I move into my main set, 300 times 12. But that's done basically as on every odd rep, 1, 3, 5, and 7, fast. Then on every even rep, it will be slow. And then after that, 50-meter set, fast, times 6, with around 20 seconds rest in between. And then a 300-meter cool down. I'm putting on the paddles. I would say first 4 sets. I'll probably switch to the fins for another 2 or 4. And then the last few sets I'll do just with the pool boy. I basically used the toys today. My triceps a bit. So right here I can feel already that the load from the week is catching up. It's okay to use the toys, no? Then we'll see how everything goes. As I did in the beginning, which is 25 fast, 25 easy. But now no toys. And yeah, we'll do that for 6 sets and then cool down for another 300 meters, and then I think I'm done for today. 3.6K in an hour. It's not too bad, especially with some easy sets. It's 6:30 in the morning, so I've done 2.5 hours of workout, and now we have to make ourselves back to the gym. I can actually start lifting, which is the fun part. Well, this is all fun, no? But my roots are the weights. My training weeks actually start on Monday, which usually active recovery, 1 hour to 90 minutes, and a lot of mobility and stretching. On Tuesdays, it's mostly a bike, a shorter bike, maybe 90 minutes to 2 hours, shorter swim, around 45 minutes to an hour, and then a 30-minute run. On Wednesdays, we usually do track intervals, so a lot of high intensity running on the track, and then an easy bike or swim sa hapon. On Thursdays, a moderately long bike with a short run off the bike, and then basically a slow, easy swim in the afternoon. On Fridays, it's swim day, so we usually cover 1 session in the morning, 1 session in the evening or in the afternoon, and in between we have our strength training for upper body. Lower body training we can also incorporate on Mondays. Saturday, Sunday are the heaviest days. On Saturdays are our long bike rides, and a middle distance run. For example, tomorrow I'm doing 100K on the bike at race effort, and then 10K off the bike at race effort, and then I rest. Then in the morning on Monday, we'll do a 2 to 2.5 hour run with a lot of hills, mixed terrain, just to build on strength and endurance. Basically an easy swim in the afternoon. So that's basically my weekly schedule now. So I try to fit everything mostly in the morning, right before work. If I have time at lunch, I'll do it at lunch, the second workout, or I'll continue in the evening after I finish work at around 5 or 6. So that's basically it. That's my weekly plan. So yeah, we do macro calculated meals. What I like about this is actually very good for triathlon and for pre-workouts to give you the best energy. Basically it's honey, gluten-free cereal, peanut butter, and whey protein. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have these two, and this one's for JD. Basically my main source, like my main meals are either at lunch or at dinner, or lunch and dinner. Around 4 to 5 cups of rice, 3 to 4 eggs, and then some kind of ulam, you know, like if it's tuna, very clean. Century tuna is really the best because it's just pure protein, and I get enough fat from the eggs. I add a lot of salt to my diet because I do sweat a lot. I lose a lot of sodium when I do workout, but sea salt, and very clean salt, not the iodized. For dinner, it's the same thing. People think I'm crazy, but I eat eggs for dinner. I think eggs are a very good source of energy, very good source of protein. It's very good for your hormones. So for hormonal balance, good fat helps keep your hormones at bay, which is very important. My training program is a lot different now from the traditional bodybuilding. I usually go through a 4 to 5 block process wherein I start with mobility of the body region that I'll be working. So today's upper body, so I'll start with upper body mobility, and then I'll move on to upper body stability. I then move on to the power block where I do power movements like either a jerk or a hang snatch, you know, power movements for upper body. I move on to a heavy strength block, which is mostly basically heavy weights, but it's only around 2 exercises. One compound for my shoulders or chest, and 1 compound for my back. Then I move on to accessory where I have 1 upper body push and 1 upper body pull accessory, which is more or less 8 to 10 reps. After that, I move on to ESD, which is for today, which stands for Energy Systems Development. No? I know that I do a lot of cardio, but in the gym, it's always good to have a finisher. So what we'll do is we're gonna do a Tabata row at the end of the session, just to finish it off, and then I'll stretch. So that's basically the workout, and it usually takes 45 minutes to an hour. I only do 2 to 3 sets maximum of each movement and each block. The idea here is it's mostly the core and to strengthen the scapula, no? Scapula and shoulder stability. So you're stabilizing it here, you're strengthening it here, and your core is working at the same time. You see how much stress there is just on these stability exercises. You don't need to lift heavy weights. It's all about the form, it's all about the tempo, all about the execution. You avoid injury, no? I can easily pick up the biggest weights here and start pumping it like this, but that's not gonna do me any good. It's all about total body force and core strength. I understand if it's bodybuilding, you need to build the muscles up, etc. But at the end of the day, form beats anything. Even when bodybuilding, you know, it's also about the tempo, time under tension, TUT. That's what really gets you buff. It's the same shit. This is just more specific to me, but when it's for bodybuilding, same thing I did when I was training. I wasn't lifting heavy anymore. I realized that when I was in the best condition of my life, I was mostly putting my muscles under tension for a long time. I didn't care how many reps, as long as I was under the weight for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute. And then taking ample rest in between. Then of course you have your power movements. It's called the Palloff press. So you hold it here. 1, whoop, see, 2. Engaging the left glute. 3, 5, whoa. Engage. 6. You can't lose focus in this workout. 7. We'll do 1 more set. And then I think we're moving on.
I'll be doing medicine ball throws, 2 variations.
Just 4 reps on each side. Forward, load, throw. Forward, load, throw. 2, 3, 5, 6. Kung nakita mo naman ito, ako na nasira. Lahat yan. Diba? So it was a medicine hip throw. So basically, it's for rotational power, and you use a heavy med ball, not the ones that are bouncy. You gain force basically from the serratos. The next one I did was basically the ball slams, med ball slams, which also works on the lats and the mobility rotation, no? A power movement that's circular. I did the ballistic lat pull, straight arm pull downs. That's usually just for my swim. I do it after all the major ones, just to get more oomph into the power of my swim. So I do that as a power movement because it's mostly sport specific, right? Because I have the swim, the bike, the run. So that's a swim specific type of power workout. This will be an overhead press, and then it will be mixed with a straight arm lat pull down with a very light weight. After every workout, usually good to cool down or do a finisher around 4 to 5 minutes. Usually I'll do intervals, HIIT, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. But today, since I've already done my swim and my bike and quite a challenging workout, I'm going easy, and I'll be doing 5 minutes of just light resistance, stick out the muscles, calm down before I stretch.
Baby, just stay in a town. I'm on the edge, I ain't coming down. I get too high, I'm afraid of the ground. I'm young and I'm paid to play with these sounds. Ignoring the call, she shutting that gown. Started at the top and I'm taking it down off the champagne. Took a break from the brown on a rampage, I've been giving it brown. Shawty been solid some time now. I'm my life for the wine, dine, and I'm with it. Look where we started and look where we at. I can see where we headed, but I can't see me finish. 3 years ago, I was down on my lap.
That's good. That's good.
Good stuff, no? I need to cool down. Let's walk one around. The best, the best post, pre, during, everything. Coconut water. And honestly, this is better than a gel. Better on the stomach, it's easier to digest, it's fucking good, man. And the potassium is 470 milligrams. So you finish one of these, like 4 servings, you're fucking good to go. This guy's definitely overhydrated and over-muscled. Yeah. But he's strong as fuck, man. He just started and he's doing like 100k on the bike. He's running 21k straight, fucking under 2 hours. Fucking crazy. So he's my training partner, wakes up at 2 fucking a.m. Look how much sleep I got yesterday. 4 hours and 20 minutes. And I performed like that. Imagine when I get fucking 8 hours, man. Fuck, I'll be flying. Austin's national team. This guy here, he was fucking fast as shit. Rough. My new training partner. He's the only one that wakes up when I tell him to wake up. The other people, and you guys, of course. You guys behind the scenes. He's the best triathlon photographer in the Philippines. No doubt. Kasi he has done the sport. Tapos marunong mag-camera. O tapos. So basically, today was my final prep for my race next week. I'm racing on May 27. So basically what I did was I tried to get up the aerobic pace and held it for around 2 hours. Was able to cover around 71 kilometers. And I practiced my transition, did it in around 2 minutes, which should be around 1 minute or less. So I was a bit over on the transition. I kept my run. I just ran by feel, 45 minutes, finished around 10.2k, and that was it. Started at around 5 and then we finished everything for 8. Then we went for a walk, we cooled down. That was pretty much it today. And then now I'm off. So again, no, thanks to all my sponsors, right? Supplement Hub for all the supplements they give me. Century Tuna and Vita Coco. Then Nike for the shoes and everything. They'll really help. Thank you for all the help. I'll see you guys when I get back. Cheers.